Okay, we will begin this public meeting. And we'll call this meeting to order. Is there any declaration of interest or general nature thereof for this public meeting? I see no hands up. We'll move forward with the purpose of the meeting and I'll read the introduction. Personal information collected at this public hearing is collected under the authority of the Planning Act and will be used to assist in making a decision on this matter. All names, addresses, opinions, and comments are collected and form part of the minutes which are available to the public. Questions regarding this collection should be forwarded to the Director of Planning. The purpose of public meetings is to present applications in a public forum. Following presentations by applicant or staff, council members will be afforded an opportunity to ask questions for clarification or further information. The meeting then will be open to the public for comments and questions. And when you speak, please provide your name and address for recording in the minutes. All comments should be directed to myself, the chair of the meeting. The applicant will be provided the opportunity to address public questions once all members of the public have made their submissions. Following council's decision, notice will be circulated in accordance with the Planning Act. If a specified person or a public body would otherwise have an ability to appeal the decision of council of the Corporation of the Township of Leeds in the Thousand Islands to the Ontario Land Tribunal, but the specified person or public body does not make oral submissions at a public meeting or make written submissions to the township before the bylaw is passed, the specified person or public body is not entitled to appeal the decision. So the purpose of this meeting is 3.1 D14 2024-008 Township Initiated Accessibility Amendments. Madam Planner, would you like to speak to this?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So this is a non-statutory public meeting to make some accessibility related amendments to the township zoning bylaw. The file number is D14 2024-008. It's a township-wide amendment that our staff are processing in response to direction received from an August 2023 council resolution. So the proposed amendments seek to add a definition of barrier-free building components and also to allow barrier-free buildings and building components to encroach into a required yard no closer than 0.3 meters to a lot line. And the amendments also propose to exempt barrier-free building components from the calculation of maximum lot coverage on a property. There will be a statutory public meeting scheduled at a future date, and notice for that meeting will be completed in accordance with the Planning Act. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Very much. So this is coming out of the last time we had to deal with an application that required extra zhuzhing, if you will. That's a technical term, in regards to an accessibility ramp. So this is in response to that. Any questions from council members about how this may move forward? Well, go ahead, Councillor Maybe.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and through you. And I realize that this was basically for the the side yard of the particular housing or where it's going to be situated to because of the setback on the actual property. Part of my question, though, comes from a request that we had on the fees that were charged to have this building structure actually made. And I know that we had looked at that and that it was maybe a hardship for people who are already having difficulty making ends meet because of their status, perhaps. So I'm wondering if in this deal, we can have something to do with the fees. You know, I realize that the building structure needs to follow certain protocols and that there is an inspection required, but can we perhaps even take the building permit fee that would be there and reduce it some so that it's a little bit more amicable for the people who are having this work done because of their inability to get into their home? Thank you.
Madam Planner, if you'd like to speak to that.
Thank you, through you. That was outside of the scope of the direction provided by council, so we haven't looked at it. The intent was that someone that needs to build an accessibility structure doesn't need to comply with some of the setbacks of the zoning bylaw to make it easier, because the fees related to a minor variance are much more than what the fee would be to build a ramp. With a base fee, I believe, of $150. So the greater cost lies with the planning application. So with the proposed amendments, we figure that that will address a lot of the concerns and provide a lot more flexibility for someone that does need to build an accessibility structure.
Okay, any other questions in regards to this matter? Are there any questions from the public? Okay. In that case, we'll move forward with adjournment. The motion comes from Counselor Maybe, seconded by Counselor Jameson, that the public meeting adjourn. All those in favor? All those opposed? That's carried. Thank you. This public meeting is adjourned.